Dear students, in continuation to the previous class, which we saw what is satellite, what is the need for satellite communication. In today's class, we'll see about the definition of the terms for Earth orbiting satellite. What is Earth orbiting satellite? What is meant by orbit? These things we'll see today. Okay. So orbit is nothing but a path for the satellite to move around the space. So that is more important to know how the satellite is moving around the Earth. So orbit is nothing but a path in which the satellite is moving around. So what are the orbital elements which are required for a particular satellite? So see, this is the path in which this satellite will be moving. Okay, so this is Earth. So this is actually a parallel distance in which the satellite is moving. Usually it will be of about 36,000 kilometers above the Earth if it is a geostationary orbit. So you can call this as equatorial plane. Okay, so when a satellite is moving around the Earth in an orbit, the orbit can be of any shape. It can be a circular shape, it can be an elliptical shape, it can be a polar, any shape, the long Earth. So if when a satellite is moving in that particular path, if it is very close towards the Earth, then it is called as perigee point. If it is farthest distance from the Earth, then it is called as apogee point. Okay, so whenever a satellite is very near to the Earth, that point is called as perigee point, and if it is farthest from the Earth, then it is called as apogee point. If you are connecting these two points towards the center of the Earth, then that is called as line of upsides. Okay, so these points has to be known to us to find out what is the need, where it is being located. You can identify the location of the satellite in that manner. So perigee is the point very closest to the Earth, and apogee is the point which is farthest from the Earth. And inclination. So the angle of inclination is most important. So as I said, this is equator. There will be an equatorial plane in which there will be a path in which the satellite will be moving around. So this inclination, that is orbital plane and the equatorial plane, there will be an angle called angle of incidence, that is I. This is called as inclination. That will tell us what type of orbit it is. Either it is polar orbit or circular orbit, or what is the deviation from the equatorial plane. All these things can be determined by this angle of inclination. So now it is here, if it is I is equal to 0 means it is parallel to that of equatorial plane. So it will be a geostationary orbit. If I is equal to 90 degree, then it will be in this direction, so that it will be polar region. So North Pole and South Pole, polar orbit will be there. Okay, so that is most important point which you have to know. This point of joining the line of nodes, the line of upsides, where all these points, wherever the satellite is crossing in this orbit, will be connected together to form a sub-satellite point. Okay, so now what is ascending node? Ascending node means the point where the orbit crosses the equatorial plane when it is moving from south to north. So from south to north, when it is going, the imaginary point which touches the equator is called as ascending node. Similarly, when a point where the orbit crosses the equatorial plane, when it is moving from north to south, is called as descending node. So that 2 points, if you are connecting, that is called as line of nodes. So line of upside means connecting perigee and apogee. Line of nodes means connecting ascending node and descending node. So this is more important to find out the classification of an orbit. And another type is called as prograde orbit and retrograde orbit. Prograde orbit means if a satellite is being launched along the Earth's spin rotation, then it is called as prograde orbit. If the satellite has been launched in an opposite direction to that of Earth's spin rotation, then it is called as retrograde orbit. Usually, in all commercial launching, we will select the prograde orbit to launch the satellite into the space. but some need of a specific application to explore something on the Earth, we may also need to launch a satellite against the Earth's spin rotation at the cost of spending much more fuel. That's all in retrograde orbit. So these are few orbit classification which you have to know before understanding or going deep into the satellite communication. So fundamental things we have to know: what is satellite communication, what is the need for satellite communication, and why it has been used. All these things has to be clearly known to you. Only then the successful understanding of satellite communication is possible. Okay, students, rest we'll see in the next class.